We have Ethereum versus the dollar, and we'll do general overview on this one. First, starting off with the daily right now, what do we see? We see a nice little correction down to the 21. That's completely fine. This one's still obviously looking good on higher term timeframes, and I expect on lower term timeframes as well. But let's see what momentum also have to say about this. We do see a bit of a short-term corrective phase. Again, daily BBWP pointed down right now, so we are contracting right here. And I look at this within the current context of the trend as more or less healthy and very likely to set in a higher low. How would you confirm this current area right here as a higher low, right around the 21, which is, pretty damn common stuff? I'd want to see a closure anywhere above 3,500 today, and then tomorrow I'd want to see this thing take out 3,590 to the upside. That would look really, really good, not just for a higher low right here, but also a resolution on this whole consolidation. And while I'm not a humongous fan of patterns, we actually do have a bit of an inverted head and shoulders kind of formulating itself right here. Let's just see, or dare I even look at this fucking Quasimodo shaped measured move here. Resolution above the top side of that would obviously point this thing back around, I believe it's all-time highs. Yeah, just around 4,400 or so. So for what it's worth, that is in the cards right there. 5-day going to be closing tomorrow night, still looking more or less good here. Again, it should be denoted that 5-day BBWP is coming down below 5 percentile right now. So this one's looking for expansion probably a little bit later this month, maybe coming into next month. For reference, the last few times that we've seen BBWP like this low was basically early November of last year, and might remind you that was coming out of this base right here for an immediate 61% move, over the next few weeks, realistically, then ultimately, just blends over for another 1,000%. So take that as you will. By the way, 5-day also confirming some hidden bullish evidence right there. Not necessarily a bearish thing, you might say. Also weekly, same thing, just confirmed another drive of hidden bullish evidence and also testing around the bullish control zone as well. This one's looking good, man. I am very likely bullish on Ethereum. Anyways, looking at 4-hour right here, what do we see? Bit of a short-term range, obviously. Could come back down to 34.65 or so. That's completely fine. I have no major issues with the short term, especially as long as you're above about 34.50, we'll call it, on a 4-hour closure. Below there, I would look for another run at 3,300, and that's going to invalidate a lot of the things that we spoke about on the higher term timeframes. And then I want to come back to it after that. I wouldn't have any further analysis on it just yet. Let's go check out momentum oscillators over here and see what they're suggesting for the time being, and then we will wrap this one up. Daily down as long as below 36.25, so I don't think it's going to be trending today, for example. 12-hour will pop back up above 3,600 as well, so a few things pinned within that region. By the way, nice little trend line formulating right there as well, protecting against the bullish control zones. That is good. 4-hour is freshly up as long as above 3,500, so a nice pivot right there at 3,500. That's kind of my invalidation for the shorter term timeframes, and hourly is above 34.50 or so. So a lot of things aligning around those pivots. 5-day, for what it's worth, will turn back up. Again, not closing tonight, but tomorrow night above 36.36. That would be really, really good for that next sort of continuation phase. And then the weekly, obviously not happening anytime soon either, but 3,600 would be the magical number right there as well. So, so for right now, I would still essentially, favor probably upside continuation, to be fair. Where is your short-term time frame resolution to the upside? I mean, you still got your uptrend right here. Here's your higher low compared to this last higher low from 6th of October. Continuation would be basically above that same 3,600 number. So a lot of things pinned around 3,600 above there. I really would be looking for this one to go on to, I mean, pretty much it's very likely to retest, above $4,000 at that point. It's very likely to just make new all-time highs and just continue onwards and forwards from that price point, man. It looked really, really good. But for what it's worth right now, be aware of the invalidation points to the downside. In this current market environment, do I think that that's what's happening? Probably not, no. But, always have to be aware of your risk, obviously. So hopefully that was helpful. And there you go for Ethereum.